Greetings. We are back. We are locked and loaded. We are hyped up on Audi iced coffee, ready to rock and roll with another bundle here. And this one is from our good governors at good old Dusty Groove. Some of the old muckers from there, back with them. This box, as you can see, there's still a fair bit in here, but the box is not as big as the ones I've been getting lately. So means I could probably do a bit of an old-fashioned here, plonk them on top, and watch it evolve as we go. So without further ado, let's do some surgery. That didn't quite work. Okay, so let's see what tasty morsels lay inside. Yep. All right. Okay, so let's hope this box behaves itself. Okay, we're just taking this off, and maybe some spoilers. I'm just gonna place a little bit of card there just to stop the spoilers with the patented spoiler barrier there. And let's go. Alright, this is upside down. Just give me a second. Oh, yeah. Not a bad one to start with. I mean, a great artist. I know this is not his, most celebrated LP, because it is a post 75, a thang. And I believe, it's got a little bit of electric on here, but not a lot. For post 75, I mean, I still paid a little bit for it because of, basically I think it's more for his name, but yeah, it's not bad. I remember streaming this a while ago, very different from his other like Blue Note stuff. This one is on Blue Note, I believe. But it's still nice to have a bit of his later stuff in the collection. And that is Bobby Hutcherson, View from the Inside. Very typical sort of 70s cover there, hey. Yeah. So I believe, this might have been even recorded 76 and then released 77. Pretty sure. The cover's not the most schmickest, probably looking very good. Or there's even some edge wear and stuff there. I don't know if that's some splitting. It's definitely on the spine. I mean, Dusty Groove always does tell, and I usually get it right. Yeah. So there's some wear on there. Price was remember this is in US. That's 15 US Aussie dollars. Not too bad. Against the greenback, as the clever people will say. It's around about 71 US cents, or to their dollar. Yeah, so it's probably about 20 bucks. And then post this time, there was a sweet spot, and then I thought it would come down. It didn't come down. It actually went up a little bit. So it's probably around $5 ish per LP Australian, but that's still very reasonable. Compared to a lot of other places. Would have liked it lower, but that's anyway. So added about 5-ish Australian. But yeah, let's have a cracking look on the back here. You can see the 70s Blue Note United Artists version logo. What we got here? We've got about 7 songs, is it? 7 songs, pretty healthy lengths then. Have a look down here. Recorded in 76. Yeah, so it's just post 75. It's going to have that feel, obviously. A bit more polished up, compressed sound for sure. and not being a Van Gelder thing or then modern production. Obviously Hutchison and vibes. Manny Boyd, I do not know, I'm going to be honest. Tenor and soprano sax. James Leary, not sure. Maybe his name just sounds like somebody else. Eddie Marshall. Only Larry Nash, I know that name, acoustic and electric piano. So we do have a bit of electric there. So that's nice. I'll never say no to some electric piano if it's a Rhodes electric piano, that is. So I'm going to hope it is for this year. Gotta love some Rhodes. Yeah, so look, not, did compromise on the condition of the cover, but I knew that was the case. But hey, it is Bobby Hutchison, so usually for his name you're going to pay more. That's just the way it is these days. We'll see if it's worth the money there. For a 77, technically, Bobby Hutchison record, but yeah, it's not no Harold Land collaboration type thing, but well, yeah, giving it a go because it is Bobby, and he is awesome. Alrighty, next up. Oh, that's right. I saw this a few times over the last month or so, and I went to go get it, and then it sold out because it's such a hot price. It is a reissue for this LP. It's been on my sort of mid-want list for a while. I would have preferred an original, but hey, price and then condition for this is just too hard to pass up. It comes from about, what is that, 1970 for this LP. I do have one other by this band around about the same time. But yeah, I've been wanting this cracking songs on here, and that is Stair Steps. With Stair Steps. Or the AKA the 5 Stair Steps. So at the time they called themselves Stair Steps. I think they dropped the 5 part. Yeah, and if you look at the price here, that's $10 US brand spanking. And you can see there what they reckon it was marked down, basically half price in a way. Great vocal LP here with some sort of funky soul as well. And nice songs. But yeah, I'm stoked to get it for that price. 10 US. Plus the bit of the post. So, yeah, look, if I'm going to get it and I can't get the original in a decent price and decent condition, this is the way for me to go. Now, you might have noticed in the front, the very known classic song there on the underside one, Ooh Child. Fantastic. I've got a couple of, the Beatles covers there. We're Getting Better and Dear Prudence there. Yeah. And I think there's some other sort of, we'll say originals, but they might have been written by, songwriters at the time and for them or not. Yeah. So, I'm pretty sure. Here we go. There you go. 1970. Border Records thing. I think it's Buddha Records all the way. I think it's not just distributed by Buddha. It's got a Buddha catalog number. Yeah, so I don't know, what the deal is with this reissue. It does have the, there you go, the Buddha logo down there. But, you never know with these things if it's like a Scorpio or whatever, Rhino or whatever, Rainbow Records reissue thing. But hey, it's not right at the top of my list, sort of mid to kind of, low mid, whichever way. But hey, to get it that great condition, I'm sure this will be some good value. I'm really hoping, the press is decent. Just enjoy the great stuff on here. And nice era, 1970. Got that sort of funky, soul-y groove stuff happening. That's not too polished, not too compressed. Yeah, I'd buy that for $10 US. Alrighty, next up. This one I did compromise on the condition. I don't normally go for very good condition unless, I really have to, or there's some, it's a really good bargain or whatever, and this one, I've had on my list for a while, not again very high. I just really like this artist. I know this is not going to be his strongest work because it's post 75. It's 1977. Reason I pulled the trigger was the price, even though the condition's only very good. But hey, it's also not the highest on my list, so I'm not that bothered. If I ever see a better one at a decent price and it's a great album, maybe. But I don't think it's going to be. And that is Houston Person with Stolen Sweets. Look at that, Stolen Sweets. Yeah, very 70s. Stolen Sweets, I'm sure that's a cover song. I'm pretty sure got a Stanley Turrentine version. There's probably others, so I'm not sure if you'd call it a standard by now. But it's obviously going to have some nice cleaned up 70s production, especially by 77. You can tell by the cover there with the sort of the fuzzy glaze of the soft lighting, and so that blurriness there. We're on here, and you will see we're on Muse Records by this time. So this is after he did a couple for Westbound. And look, I got a feeling it's going to be very much in the vein that Stanley Turrentine was actually doing at this time. Very, just sweet, cleaned up, soulish sax playing over some compressed music. Maybe we'll see, because there's a cracking lineup here, as you can see there. So we've got Jimmy Ponder on guitar. We've got Sonny Phillips cracking out on organ, which is great. Frankie Jones, I think I've got him on a few things, maybe, and Buddy Caldwell on congas, definitely. You'll see we've got some stretched out things going on here. If ever I would leave you, that sounds like it's going to be a mid-tempo thing, maybe a bit, yeah. At last, I've got a feeling that's the standard there. There's Stolen Sweet Skylark. I know there's some other people did this song called Skylark, so I wonder if it's the same around that time. And a T-bone steak. I like the sound of that. Sounds like that's going to be a bit more funky, sort of soul-y, possibly even bluesy. I don't know. So look, you can see on the back it's a little bit aged here. Got a nice write-up, strong photo there, which is kind of cool. Not sure what's happening here with this this part. That's actually printed on. That's really weird, that part. This is a US pressing thing. But yeah, so I don't know if I even talked about the price. But yeah, look, $6. So look, yes, I would have rather paid a couple of bucks more for a very good plus. But look, I'm going to give that a go for very good. If it's very good minus, I wouldn't have bought it. So a little bit of gamble, but an inexpensive gamble there. So it's probably around about the $10 Australian plus the $5. So I shouldn't be cracking really around the 15 too much. Because if I was, I wouldn't have purchased it. Very good. So yeah, you can see it's pretty neglected there. Yes, Stolen Sweets. Thanks, sweetie. He says in the patronising Australian manner. Thanks, sweetie. Alrighty, now this next one is not for this fella. It could have been, because I am after an upgrade copy, and this is technically an upgrade copy, but it's not for me. This is for my man, Mr. Danny, bundling in to reduce the costs overall. But I earmarked this. Yeah, look, let me have a crack. Even though the price is a lot, but for this, it's actually pretty reasonable, to be honest. It's OG or near, like early. If it is an early issue, it'd be an old. It'd be very much an old one. You can see, or it is an OG thing. That is awesome. Freddie Hubbard with red clay. Sweet. Now, yes, very good condition. 30 US bucks there. But these days, that's actually not too shabby, and maybe if it play better than very good. With a clean up mine is a very good minus copy, which is why I'm after an upgrade. But I'm in no rush. It plays okay. It's but I just don't want to pay through the roof. Yeah, this one, it did say it's got some gloss peeling. Let's have a crack in, hey. That should come off. Just gonna strip that there. Yeah, so it has got some gloss peeling, but that also shows, I suppose, that it's an old pressing. So I would take that as an okay thing, even though it's not the most handsome, looking thing there, but it is legit. Now, this is where it will be interesting, because my version has the wrong inner in a print. This is the correct one. So nice one, Danny. You got the correct one there. My one's actually got the inner, unfortunately, for the next LP Straight Life in there. So mine is not the first edition or anything. And that's a dead giveaway, because the second LP's didn't. I don't know what happened there. It's just bizarre with mine. This one I know is the goods. So again, I'd probably want to get another version sometime, maybe. No, it doesn't hurt, but it is nice to have the OG credits in here too. And the clay stuff there. Van Gelder, very early 70 in January. CTI, of course. Crack lineup here. That Herbie, Ron. Wow. Lenny White on drums, young Lenny White at the time, and the awesome Joe Henderson on sax. Yeah, again, bit of aging, maybe neglect. I don't know. Maybe a bit of both. Might be a bit of staining, I think. But it did say on the listing that was going to be the case here as well. Bit of peeling here. But hey, smoking hot there. 4 songs, really nice. I won't pull out the vinyl. Just seems like it's in a paper sleeve with the OG sleeve. I can just see the CTI brown on there. But anyway, nice one for you, Danny. I'm sure you can get past that cover. I hope the vinyl is great and cleans up a treat. What are you going to do? You got to try these things sometimes. Have a punt. There, red clay. Alrighty. Now, time to still play. Now, the next one is for this fella here. Look, this one again it was on the lower end of my list, to be honest. Not essential, just to keep up the run from this artist. I could have bought another one from this artist that's later, but I thought, hey, I'll just sneak this one in this bundle, because it keeps the post down. I have listened to this. It's a bit hit and miss. It's not exactly her sort of mid-70s glory days. It's sort of just after that, and with a label change to Epic from Blue Note, and obviously trying to hit more of It is more of a commercial thing here, more of a commercial image and sound, but nevertheless, there's still some nice stuff on here, and that is Bobby Humphrey with Tailor Made. It is a very good plus condition, so I'm cool with that. A little bit of damage up here, I think. I don't know. Does that look like damage to you? Maybe, yeah. Staining or something. Bit of ring wear. But vinyl's in very good plus. $8 US. I probably wouldn't have paid any more than that for this particular LP. But it's not the Mazzell Brothers famous stuff of hers from the mid 70s. A great run, Black and Blues and all that sort of stuff. And it's neither like her early, very sort of jazzy flute, blue note stuff from 73 or whatever it was around there. Yeah, and you can see there with the image here. I think she does a bit more vocals on this one rather than playing flute. But I know the flute does come in, obviously, because that's her main bag, to be honest. But we are slicking up a bit more for the dance floor here. I do believe it was Skip Scarborough, which would make sense. Yeah, produced by Skip Scarborough, so there you go. And 1977, I think it's CBS, yeah, which is a big subsidiary. Song step. So you can see here, we're not stretching totally out. We're keeping them a bit more compact here. And again, probably more for the commercial market. You don't want to hear 8 to 10 minute stretch out jams unless they're on the disco floor. Yeah, that was my disco call. It's pretty good, hey? Yeah, a bit of damage. Damage, yeah. But look, as I said, this is one for the collection more so. Maybe, I know it's not a 5 or 4 star album. 3 at best, hopefully, from what I remember. Yeah, Bobby Humphrey. Gotta love Bobby Humphrey, though. Okay, next up. Alright, now, this one. This one is a bit left of center as such, but I'm going to say about time, in a way, for this artist. And I got some more of this artist. I do have lots of this artist, but way earlier stuff. I think the latest I've got of this artist, maybe 88, 89, maybe. I don't know. It's been a while. And this one's actually a more, I'm going to say this lightly, a more contemporary LP. In context of everything else I usually buy. From 2018. So, it is within the last 8 years. And this is, it's near mint minus. So it's almost new, which is really nice. And hence why I paid a little bit for it. But I thought it's about time now when it came up and had the opportunity to get this and just go with it. I didn't stream any of this or whatever, check it out beforehand. Purely on reputation and track record. Paul Simon. And this is called In the Blue Light. And I'm going to be honest, I don't even remember this coming out. I mean, I'm not in the loop with much in the real world these days, the contemporary real world. But, if I hear those things, I like to keep note of it. I don't, Yeah, I know. Living under some sort of, I am a rock, I am an island. There you go. I don't remember. Got a cool cover, very contemporary sort of thing there. There you go, look, near mint minus. $15 US. So it's still, for something that's pretty new like that and near mint minus, that's still a good price. Plus the post, so, hey. I'm hoping for good things here. Nice solid cover. It is white, so, there's just a bit of, that's not from the cover. So this is still pretty crispy. Someone's looked after this in near mint minus. Now, what I believe here is, I did read up on it, and I know that these are some, where he's taken some of his older or earlier songs and revamped or re-recorded or reinterpreted or whatever you want to bloody say. I mean, they're his songs anyway. So, what, you don't really say they're covers of your own song, do you? Some people say reinterpretations, re-record. Anyway, yeah, and some go back a little bit. I don't think they go way, way back. One man's ceiling is another man's floor. I do have that on a mid-70s album. I don't know if that's still crazy or it's around there. I think some of these also from the name eludes me because I don't have that album, but yeah, more of a fairly recent one. And obviously there's Renee Magritte with The Dog After the War. This is a great song. I got that too, the original. That's from like the late 70s, isn't it? Or is that from Hearts and Bones, maybe? Early 80s. Yeah. So some of these, not the really obvious, if we said classic, known Paul Simon, early era stuff, or even, Graceland era, or whatever it is, or, Simon and Garfunkel stuff. So I'm looking forward to this. So I am willing to go out of my comfort zone there a little bit, even though I've got lots of early Paul Simon, give that crap because he's such a quality talent, writer, singer. See what he does in 2018. Yeah. Oh, by the way, what was that on? It's probably Sony. Well, it says Legacy Sony, isn't it? Probably. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Next. Okay, we're sort of back in the lane a bit more here. With an act that's kind of, well, they were kind of an act. I mean, they were more of like a studio, well, I think it was a duo. And that doesn't say duo, and they play with others, but the Key Crack session musos, who had a lot to do with a lot of cool stuff in, I think, like the late 60s, early 70s, who got to break out on their own and do their thing on this LP with the help of others. Yeah, so I did have a listen to this, and yeah, it's pretty cool instrument. I think it's mostly instrumentals from my mind. I'm trying to remember if they had some vocals. But there's some really nice tracks on here. Great production, playing. It's just a fun album. And that is the Memphis Horns. Memphis Horns, their first one. I think they did do a couple extra after this one. This one's early enough, early 70s. It's on the Cotillion label, which is a subsidiary of Atlantic. So it's basically an Atlantic thing, even though in one way I think it's kind of, got that sort of almost Stax sort of thing as well. $14. So I did pay a little bit for this, but hey, never see this in Australia, really. I don't think I've ever seen in Australia. And very good plus condition. And I'm looking there, it's not too shabby, just a little bit of wear there and down at the bottom and stuff. So that's why children keep them in these covers, hey. Yeah, so you can see there we've got sax and trumpet, although I think there's a bit of instrumentalism, multi-instrumentalism going on as well, I think. Particularly, I think the saxophonist, we'll see. All right, and yes, we're nice and early. We'll just go down to the year here. You can see there, like 1970, so a real sweet spot in terms of, that Memphis area, and, also the Stax era stuff coming out, and Muscle Shoals, say not Muscle Shoals. So, yeah, we're in a really great era here where it's not going to be clubbified and shit, and overproduced that way. Nice and raw sort of stuff here, but played well and recorded well, but yeah, just not overproduced. And you can see here with the selection of songs, look at that. We go, I can't turn you loose. Yeah, Otis Redding on there. We've got Medley to Sam and Dave with Love. So we've got Soul Man stuff on there. What else we got? Oh, sad song. A sad song. Fa 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 fa. Otis Redding, Steve Cropper. You know. But then the nice thing about this album, which I was really drawn to as well, is there's lots of their originals as well. See, Wayne Jackson, Andrew Love, Soul Bowl, 1 Mile High. Oh, sorry, there's Wooly Bully as well. And Sanitation Man. We've got some other ones I'm not sure about. Share Your Love with Me and Cry Like a Baby. There's Cherry Tree by the two of them. And then finishing off with another one of theirs. So there's a bit of a mix between, say, other people's stuff covers or whatever and OGs. Nice bit of write up. Again, a little bit sad on the conditioning. I think that's even some nasty. I don't know if that's mold. Yeah, printed US, USA thing. What can I say? Although at least the cover is still solid, you know. It's just a bit of wear. Yeah, so Memphis Horns, nice and nice. Key players, as I said, it's Andrew Love and so you can see down here, Andrew Love. Yeah, he's playing some different sax and flute. There you go. Wayne Jackson, trumpet, flugelhorn, and trombone. So nice. So he's instrumentalist as well there too. And then some other artists, I think, were usual suspects at the time, like in the Memphis scene here as well. And yeah. Sweet. Okay. Cracking along here. All right. Now, it's a pity this is out of order because this one goes with one from before as such. So I won't do the big spiel, but same thing. Enough to I've seen. I did remember when this album came out, passed me by, especially in Australia. Got to 2016. So again, not that long ago, 10 years. That's still very contemporary for me. Paul Simon again. Stranger to Stranger. Really cool cover there, I like. And again, price-wise, very reasonable for near mint minus $17. I think it was slightly more than the other one. But yeah, I do remember when this came out. Didn't hear it. I think this one's more just all new originals from my knowledge, understanding. But yeah, contemporary-ish, we'll say. Paul Simon, obviously compared to other stuff. Here's the track list there. Again, a healthy number of tracks, shorter tracks. Especially one called The Clock 102. That is a very short one. It should have just gone 1 minute. That would have been more fitting for a clock reference. So yeah, they're probably more, I don't want to say radio-friendly lengths, but you know what I mean. They're almost in that sort of radio-friendly pop kind of lengths, 3 to 4 minutes around there. So that must be more of a deliberate thing there, I think. Yeah. And I haven't heard it. So it's going to be interesting. And his old partner, I was going to say, yeah, I saw Roy Halley's name. I was thinking, oh, that's his old partner. Well, definitely just says it there. Smashing. This one, Concord Records Group. It's probably owned by Sony anyway, is it? I don't know. I don't know. Because it is a USA press, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they're made in USA. 2016. Free playing at home. Yeah, there you go. But apart from that, yeah, I can't tell you. I'm hoping it's got some inside goodness there. I might just have a weird check. So yeah, inside there's a couple of goodies inside. I should have checked that for the other Paul Simon one. Hey? Firstly, this is probably still valid, but there is an MP3 download card. So it's still in there, but hey, doesn't mean it hasn't been used, redeemed, as they say in the fancy industry. But if not, woohoo to me. We'll find out. also, we've got this bit of an artwork insert there. And on the back there, this is like slightly smaller than the 30 by 30 record cover insert thing. But on the back, though, we have a write-up. A bit of a spiel from Paul Simon himself, so like some liner notes there he's given about each track. But then the good times keep on going, going. They come in and then they go. We've got this nice slickety slick, inner sleeve. So it's nice that the record's not in it to wreck it, with the lyrics and the a bit of the whole LP. Artwork for the LP there, front cover, and then we got some credits there, muso credits, which is very cool. So we know who's on there. Oh, and they've even put. Oh, that's great. They even put that in there, the hype sticker, which is what I would have taken off anyway and kept. So I'll just take that off. It was just slightly stuck in there. It wasn't meant to. So look, I'm going to say they've downloaded that if they've done all this, because it's not brand new. But hey, that is super cool, and came also in a nice. They've already put it in a nice sleeve, not paper, so it's going to protect it. And this is a heavy thing. This is solid, so that's at least a 180G, I would believe. So yeah, a little bit of more extra stuff is always nice, and it's in really, really good condition. Whoever had it, has looked after it. So thank you for whoever handed that back, traded it back in or whatever, and kept a good. Kept in really good condition and a nice sleeve. Thank you. Okay. Next up. Let's pull this one out here. Yes. Well, this one was not right up there in my want list. It was probably in the mid. Because I got most of this, the artist, I think, better stuff, but this is still, good stuff. It's very high standard for this artist, and this comes from about 1975, I think. And I've got this nice. It's a reissue, but again, I got it in E-mint minus. This lovely reissue. So even though it's not brand new, it almost is. And there's a bit of a story behind all the things you get with this reissue. I did pay a little bit for it, but hey, I'm happy with that. And that is Bill Withers making music. Now, I believe this was his first LP after leaving his former label. And yeah, is this Columbia? Maybe Columbia. I'm gonna guess. And it's the this is a Music on Vinyl reissue. They're usually pretty rock solid. It's a 50th anniversary. This is edition of 3,000 individually numbered copies on translucent red vinyl. By the way, the other label just came to me having a senior moment. Sussex. There you go. After he left Sussex and that label was folding or whatever, I think. Anyway. Now, let's see what that's saying here on the nice hype stick, which is still there, which is great. Here we go. Feature studio. Okay, great. Yeah. The musicians reflect on the wonder of Withers in a new 2,500 word essay by Leo Sachs. Includes 8-page booklet. That's nice. 180 gram. Again, I can feel it's pretty hefty in my hand here. So it's probably with the booklet as well. But yeah, that is a great lineup of studio musos there. They are saying Ray Parker Jr. In the 70s, solid. Harvey Mason, Wah Watson, Johnson Brothers Johnson, Ernie Watts. Yep. So, even though it's not the Sussex stuff, there's some good stuff on ya. Now, let's have a look on the back. Hello, everybody who's there. I don't know. It looks like a family reunion, if anything. I don't know. Now, some of it's a bit hard to read because of the lettering there. We'll just have a look at the track list. I don't think this is the right order or anything. Yes. Hello, like before. There. Yeah. I wish you well. Paint your pretty picture. Yeah, there's still good songs on here. It's just a little bit more sweetened up in some ways. Just not quite as raw, obviously, as his earlier stuff. But yeah, it's Bill Withers. It's still heartfelt stuff. It's still his style. Now, I'm going to just try to have a squeeze down here, although this is going to be fraught with a danger as we've got shiny stuff everywhere. Yeah, 1975 I Can Read. There we go. 1975 is there. Yeah, Columbia. Boom. There it is. But this is, as I said, this is a music on vinyl reissue. I'm going to just do a bit of cracking this open because I think it's all in sticky outer sleeves and stuff. Okay, so this is a beautiful thing. Unlike, I don't know if you can hear that noise, like my neighbours grinding or whatever they're doing. Anyway, yeah, not that type. Yeah, so it's a bit hard to see here, but I took that, yeah, it was one of those sticky ones, cover things, envelopey sort of ones that they do in the special editions. But you probably can't see, if I just turn, you can see there, look, the texture. It's got that, you know, that sort of cross-hatched almost sort of texture there. So they've put a little bit more into this one. Yeah, you can see there. Very tactile. Makes it really nice. I mean, the cardboard's not that thick, to be honest. That could have been a bit better. But hey, still it's good. You know, at least they bother with that. That, you know, when you feel it, feels nice. Same as obviously on the back too. You can see that, which you couldn't see before. Yeah. So that's super cool. Then, booklet wise, this is going to be a bit tricky to do. I don't want to damage it because it's in freaky, awesome condition. So I'll just do this thing here. Yeah, I haven't even looked at this, to be honest. So, essay. Lots of words, that's okay. Pictures. Yeah. And, oh, look, there you go. They even give you a key to the phone on the back. Well, all right. There you go. Yeah. I'll have to, you know, compare the pair there later on and pick who's whom. Who's who. Yeah. You can play at home, although it was pretty easy to pick out good old George Johnson down the bottom. For sure. All right. And not only that, I haven't pulled this out yet, but okay. Thank you very much, Music on Vinyl, for putting it in a poly sleeve. I hope, oh, I'm sure, assuming that, oh, wait, hang on, that's not there. What happened there? Oh, that's not great. So it just seems that whoever, put it back in there, overshot some of the, poly liner there. So it's all good. It's just obviously detached from the top. And the vinyl looks fine. Here is shiny thing here. Translucent red. Does look pretty clean. So hopefully it didn't get scratched up when some of it was touching the paper. But that's not Music on Vinyl's fault. It's whoever owned it before or whoever checked it last and put it back in it, just pushed some of the poly out of place. But I'll be sure that I put it right. Yeah, nice one. There we go, nice and safe and sound now. It's all good. As I said, it was $20. You can see with the blue label there, though. They must have marked it down at some stage, which I wasn't aware of. So that was pretty lucky. I actually stumbled across it in a marked down discounted phase. Yeah, I'm going to keep it out of this outer sticky one because that stuff there, nasty if it gets caught. I will obviously keep the hype sticker somehow. Yeah, repatriate it with this part. So that's nice to have. 1975, Bill Withers, Columbia, yeah, but still, it's good stuff for his Columbia debut. All right, let's crack on from Bill. We've spent lots of time with Bill, and we'll get into something different. And this is from an artist. I just got one of this artist's other LPs the other day, but from Record City. It's a drummer, sort of post-bop, I suppose, post-bop, hard-bop, sort of stuff. I had to listen to the other record again. I had streamed it, and it's solid the way through. Without being groundbreaking as such, just really nice. This one should be the same thing because it's from around a similar time. I think about 1961 maybe. Yeah, that is Getting Into Something by the Dave Bailey Sextet. Oops, getting into trouble there. Yes, which I alluded to before because I'm just that clever, hey. All right, but again, look at the price on this baby. Brand new reissue. Bam-a-lamma ding dong. $8. Damn. Was on Epic originally again, which I believe is Columbia CBS subsidiary, I'm pretty sure. And I was skeptical of the last one because I got it from Record City inexpensive. Thinking, okay, is this some cheap, nasty knockoff thing? No, the record was so quiet. Really quiet. I didn't even clean it first. It's quiet, crispy, great sound, had great fidelity, separation, all that, not compressed, but a really good record. Yeah, and that made the experience even better. So I'm going to be confident that this will be the same. Now, the only thing I will say of the other one, but will say because it was a good thing in the end, the other one, 2 Feet in the Gutter, actually had the original mono catalog number, not the stereo. So I wasn't aware of that when I bought it. I wasn't thinking that far ahead anyway, because the price is great. But pleasantly enough, it was stereo, and I think it lent itself to it. I just found it afterwards. So that was an error on their behalf, but that was a good error for me. I don't care. I'd rather the stereo in that sense than the mono. This one, I'm going to guess the same sort of thing because, well, it's possible this is a stereo because there's nowhere saying stereo on here. We are talking very, very early 60s, and usually they would, do the thing where they'll take the artwork here, drop it down, so they would have cropped the white there, took that, put it up there, and put stereo or something. Yeah. So we'll see. I didn't do that homework on this one, and yeah, you can see that saying available on stereo. So it's got the LA like the other one did, which is the mono indicator, BA for the stereo for something whatever. I don't know why. So look, again, I hope it's in stereo. I'd prefer it. And I had the purists and them, no, whatever. I'm listening to it. Screw you, hippies. Listening to it. I like a bit of stereo when it sounds good and it's not the fake stereo. Now, what are we getting into here? Well, this time round, what do we got here? I don't know if this is a different band. I'm pretty sure it is the last one I got. Obviously, Bailey's on drums, Clark Terry on trumpet, Curtis Fuller, trombone, wow. Charlie Rouse, tenor sax, Horace Parlin Dean on piano, and Peck Morrison on bass. So I think it is a little bit of a different lineup to the other one. Now, 4 tracks, so stretching out here. I'm sure they will be. I'm sure they're not going to be, budget short tracks. Slop Jar, yeah, that sounds funky. Little Old Mongoose. Evad a Smurd, which is Dave drums backwards for when you're playing at home. Yeah, I know it's really hard to read backwards. So Dave drums, or if you go from right to left, it'd be drums Dave. And blues for JP. Go JP. I'm not sure who JP is. It might tell me later down here. It's a Horace Parlan number. There you go. To his wife. There you go. I think, was it? Dedicated to his wife. There you go. Horace Parlan. Oh, P for Parlan. Yeah. Let's just call her Judy Parlan. Was it Jane? Jennifer? Janine? Janet? Okay. Yeah. So let's have a look down here. We'll give us the track lengths there. And you can see there we've got 8:30. Yeah, 6. Dave drums is a bit shorter, maybe because it's, I don't know if it's just an instrumental of him showing off his choppity chops. But you'll see there, side 2 is one hell of a hefty track at 17:19. The blues for Judy, we'll say Parlan, JP. Yeah, so, hey, even if it's one track on the second side, we'll treat it like a fellow Cootie record. It's just one massive, hopefully, jamming track, which I'm sure it is. So, year-wise, I don't think last one didn't say the year, and this looks pretty much the same. I'm going to be honest. The same sort of pressing, so it'll be the same era pressing, I guarantee. Still the telltale signs, I should say. They can tell as well. But just everything there looks the same without the year markings, without other markings down the bottom or barcodes. Yeah, the fact that it's left the mono on here, even if it is stereo, and I think maybe that's just to show off the cover in the mono version anyway. So we'll see with that. Yeah, $8. Damn. For some sort of, we'll say, post-bop, kind of hard, but maybe stuff from Dave Bailey. All right. Enough of Mr. Bailey. And next we've got another reissue at a decent price. Not as good as that price, but still very decent price, and saying it's marked down from the list price. From an awesome, well, this one's a bit misleading in a way, I suppose, because it's actually billed to a guitarist, I believe, with a more bigger name as the sideman, I suppose, the With, maybe just to help sell some units here. But when I did listen, yeah, I get why it is more of a guitar-focused thing, but it's a really nice record. One I hadn't heard of before until I saw it. I thought, look, I'm gonna check that out. And that is Glide On. It's Bill Jennings, and there it says and Jack McDuff. I think elsewhere it says with Jack McDuff. So either. Jack McDuff, great. Yeah, Bill Jennings, I don't have, I'm pretty sure, any of his other stuff on LP. I might have some CD stuff somewhere as a sideman. You can see here we've got $14 US for a new reissue, which is quite nice. Yeah, down from the list price there. I like the cover, very much so. And it's saying it's Status Records. Now, don't know much about that. It might be a subsidiary, might be one of these short-lived things. But on the back here, though, it's saying Prestige. So, even better. And I'm not surprised with Jack McDuff there. That's interesting name. On the personnel, yeah, Bill Jennings guitar and Jack. Then we've got Al Jennings, which I'm going to take a stab in the darky and say, related? Brother? Maybe? Yeah. Wendell Marshall, Alvin Johnson, not sure about those guys there. But they hold it up because, this is quite nice. Soul jazzy kind of stuff, early sort of soul jazzy, bluesy jazzy, what I think. Yeah, nice OG right up here. Again, I don't know if it's going to tell me the year. I'm pretty sure it's about 1960, 61, I'm going to guess. I'll tell you at some stage anyway. Yeah, so a bit of a spiel on Mr. Jennings there. Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, it's got Prestige there, but Prestige there. Not sure about what the other thing was about. This status. I don't know what that's about with an okay. And it's even got a status catalog number. So maybe that's the reissue label. It's called Status. Maybe that's the thing. Yep. We'll see on the side. Oh, it's got the Prestige on the side. And then Status down here. So maybe, yeah, maybe that's the reissue label. But yeah, decently priced. Nice bit of instrumental jazz, sort of soulish jazz with guitar. It's nice to have a bit of difference. Originally on Prestige, we will say, yeehaw, cracking. Okay, next up, I got an LP from this guy again in the last Record City bundle. So I saw this one, and it just happened to be there, at a similar time. Yep, it's on my list. Again, not majorly high, but hey, and I'm going to get some value out of this one. And this one is, I think, a little bit earlier than the last one I got from this guy. I think the other one was 79. This one's 77. And again, I believe this is from his at-home productions, he calls. And that is Wayne Henderson with Big Daddy's Place. Whoa. I think he's saying he's Big Daddy, yeah? Yeah, so again, we're talking about Wayne Henderson, formerly of the Jazz Crusaders / Crusaders, when he's doing his production thing and collaborating with others and putting out his solo stuff, but, which is more of a production thing. And you will notice under Nya, demo. Woohoo! Demo. Nice with the stamp. Near mint minus, so it's in great condition there. $10 dues. $10 dues, mate. Yeah, 1977 now, yes. Post 75, I know. I'm not going to be the totally most consistent thing or awesome, but I did stream this a while ago. Again, this it's a bit hit and miss for me. And he collaborates with other people here. Now, what we've got is 7 tracks of decent-ish length, around the 5s mostly, average. I'm sure there's going to be some very clubby-ish, club-oriented stuff on here, especially with reggae disco. Ooh. Foot-stopping music, which is very P-Funk sounding title. Keep on keeping on that. Sounds very clubby, doesn't it? Lush Life. Yeah, so, but there's going to be enough sort of funkiness here. It'll just be very nicely polished studio compressed stuff here. Let's have a look down here if we can see anything of interest down here. Bobby Lyle is on there. Ronnie Laws, yeehaw. Roland Bautista, yeehaw. I don't know if there's anybody else there. Eltel's in here anyway. Who else is in here? I'm sure there's some other people's. But yeah, Wayne's. Verbal Rap. Now, isn't that interesting? This is 77 before they said rap. Yeah, calling rap music before hip hop music. But obviously he's playing some trombone, which is good to see. You know, that's his forte. Yeah. So it's good that he's still playing, not just producing this LP without without a bigger contribution. So that's good to hear, or read, I should say. I'm not really seeing anybody else on here who's standing out apart from those other ones I just read. So that's probably why they're given the credits there, because they're on other labels and stuff. That's okay. Running Laws is very cool. Yeah, there you go. So 1977, ABC Records. Don't know when that's when Isaac Hayes was on ABC. Maybe. Yeah, so obviously going for the commercial dance floor thing here. But that's okay by me. Price-wise, I said $10, near mint minus. Thanks, Pendo. Alright, cracking a long. Whoa, okay, this is a heavy one. Because it's a 2LP. Now, yeah, this is a nice 2LP at a nice price. Even though it's a 2LP, it's not a compilation LP. It's actually two separate LPs compiled to get as such, you know, like in one package. It's a twofer, as those boffins say in their ivory towers. But this is a Blue Note twofer. So it's a 1978 twofer of earlier albums, and one might have been possibly a non-release at the time. It was recorded, sort of thing, possibly both of them. But I know the recordings come from 1961 and I believe in like 1962. So one of them might have been released and one not. I'm pretty sure at least one wasn't. We'll find out. Great artist. I did mention this old chap before. I'm just talking about somebody else's stuff. And that is Mr. Stanley Turrentine. Now they're calling this package a Jubilee Shouts. But the reason is because one of the LPs is called Jubilee Shout, singular, not plural. And the other one is Coming Your Way. So I'm trying to remember which one was the originally released, if it was. Two previously unreleased sessions. There you go. I know both of them were released individually as well. And that might have been after this. I've seen the covers and stuff, so that's probably why I got a bit confused. I've got them on watch lists and stuff. They look like the part of when you look at them aesthetically. On the other issues, they look like early, Blue Note issues. Bona fide of the time. This is a bona fide thing. Just, I don't know why these were not released as bona fide albums back in the day. Anyway, very good plus condition. You can see a bit of a cut corner. A couple of those really, was it thick? Fairly. There's a little bit of a splitting, but it's a pretty good thing. Now you sometimes see this design twofers that came out at the time, because I was looking at another one on my list just this morning, Freddie Hubbard one. On Dusty Groove as well. To this Blue Note Jazz Classic Series. They're even calling that back in the 70s, not just like now they're doing that. All right, Jubilee Shouts, 2 LPs here. Tommy Turrentine, Kenny Burrell, Horace Parlin, Sonny Clark, and Others. All right, so let's just have a look in the back before we crack this baby open. Nice big spiel right up there by Bob Porter. Thank you, Bob. And track listing here, we'll just have a quick squiz at. But you can see there on the first LP, Coming Your Way, on side 2 we have Stolen Sweets, and that's what I was mentioning before about Houston Person's titled LP there from that track. So nice healthy amount of tracks. This will be stretched out. They're telling you here which ones. All tracks released here for the first time. Wow, at that time. So that's really cool for that time. That would have been exciting times back then. Yeah, 61, 62. It's about a yearish, almost two apart if you look at the actual dates. Yeah, Rudy Van Gelder, Thang. So yeah, all the telltale signs here that this is a super cool thing. And this is a 1978 first issue. Let's have a crack open. Well, all right. So yeah, you can see there's a bit of that sort of yellowy browning aging around the edges. But that's okay. I like that layout there, quite simple and nice bit of photo there. That's really cool in action. Yeah, the cardboard, look, that's pretty rock solid sort of stuff there. Pity about this, but hey, no big drama. It's not cutting out the text here. And you see this is actually continued from the back, so we've got a bit of an essay. Yeah, so that's cool. And good that old school with each record having its own side gatefold slot. I just pulled out one of them, the second one, just so you can see that we're in the 70s still, so we've got the this label here with the white B on the blue background. So that's the United Artists 70s influence there. But that's okay by me. That's okay. I've got crap tons of Stanley Turrentine. Yes, but hey, too far. Now, yeah, I had to pay double the post to get that, but all up, that's I saw one of them. I think it was the first LP on here for sale in there, and I think that was more than the two together of this. So yeah, I don't get those covers, but hey, I don't care. This is a nice bit of Blue Note solid stuff there for what was it, $15 a US plus 2 lots of posts for the 2 LPs. But yeah, nice to have. Okay, next up, this one is also for me very inexpensive reissue again. I sort of balked at this at first, to be honest, because I wasn't sure about it, hadn't heard of it. I know the artist for sure, but then I had to listen and went, hey, that's good, and especially for the price. Now, this is it's a 1972 thing, even though it doesn't look like it. When you look at it, well, when I look at it, I thought it was an earlier thing. I thought it was like a very early 60s look, maybe even late 50s. But it's not. So it is a 1972 thing. It still sounds earlier as such in terms of style. Recording's nice, and that is we've got a dual name banner sort of thing here with Cedar Walton and Hank Mobley Quintet. So that gives you 2 out of 5 right about there anyway. 2 top billing names there with Breakthrough. It's a breakthrough. But yeah, look, I was pleasantly surprised. $10 reish again. Lovely price. Crack lineup here because we've also got Sam Jones and Billy Higgins in on it. Charlie Davis. I'm trying to squeeze who that is out of my brain. To be honest, sorry, Mr. Charles Davis. And yeah, Breakthrough Artistry in Music. That's usually the case. Well, usually. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like, just the aesthetic of this cover, I don't know. It's just, yeah, I don't know. Just doesn't look 1972. Maybe even the text and stuff. But it's on cobblestone, so you'd expect to see this at like Prestige or Contemporary or maybe that sort of thing there, Jazz Time or I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know, is that just me? Maybe it's trying to look a little bit more old school too, because it's not like an electric thing. Even though it's early 70s, there wasn't too much going on in terms of electric jazz. It's just, as you know, this sort of early days. Now, yes, let's have a look here. Yeah, we've got some fairly stretched out songs there. Look, yes, we have some stands there with Theme from Love Story, but it's actually, from memory, it's a really nice version. Bit different. Summertime as well. So yeah, I don't know how many covers or versions of that standard I have, but I just know. That's why I was a bit skeptical. And I listened and went, actually, this is just really cool. Breakthrough was great. Yeah. So nice here. Hopefully this reissue is just as tasty. You can see there 72. Again, it's saying through Buddha Records there. Yeah. And just trying to see. Nothing much more there. But yeah, so this is pretty cracking in a more old school vein for the time. But lovely price. Thank you, Cedar and Hank et al. All right, next one. Okay, I know I say this all the bloody time. Just when you think I've got too many LPs by this artist, here comes another one. And look, there'll be more. I tell you, there's still some more on the list. He's very prolific and a lot of output. This is a later one by this awesome artist. I think it's like 1978 from memory. So it's late 70s. Yes, it's post 75. All of that stuff. Still some great artists on here. He is who he is. And this is some unfinished business by Jimmy Smith. Whoa. Yeah. Very vibrant colour there. Look at the price there. Very good, plus $8 as well. So, not breaking the bank on some more Jimmy Smith. Tiniest of tiny little cut corners there in it. On Mercury, which is interesting. Mercury Records in 78. So, label mates at that time would have been the Ohio Players. People like that. Which is quite interesting. I think Barclays maybe even at that time. But this is Mr. Smith. Because he had some unfinished business he needed to attend to in 78. Now there, look, Stevie Wonder tribute. Come on. Can't go wrong with that, hey. Stevie Wonder tribute, hey. Obviously, a song called Unfinished Business, which is good. You'll see the other ones, though, all Jimmy Smith tracks, which is great. And we crank over here. We do have two covers there, Until It's Time for You to Go. And Serpentine Fire. Earth, Wind and Fire, big song. Done a la Jimmy Smith. So that should be interesting. I don't know if I remember if I streamed this or not. I just went for it. Yeah, early January 78, but still post 70. And personnel, you say. Who else is playing on here? Well, I'm not totally sure about some of these plays. I think they probably played with Smith in the later days as well. I think some of those names. But if we just come down, you can see here it's Stephanie Spurel. I think that's how you say their name on percussion. And if we come down even further, you'll see we've got some Ronnie Foster, electric piano and synthesizers as well. David T. Walker, guitar. Abraham Laboriel. James Gadsden. See, we're doing all right, eh? With that stuff. Anyway, so got some other named people on there, which is kind of cool. 78, it says down there. Bam. Just in case you didn't believe me. Although I did say it there, yeah. Anywho, so again, really nice condition. Barely noticed that cut there. If I didn't point it out to you, you wouldn't have even seen it, hey. Lovely fresh looking cover anyway. Yeah, more Mr. Smith for the collection. Cracking on here next up. Alright. Now this one I've almost bought before, because I had listened, and it is a little bit hit and miss. The year's probably not the best year for this artist, but it is a bit different to what he used to do. So he was moving with the times a bit here, and I sort of gave a bit of a revisit and a revisit, and yeah, it's actually better than I thought the first time. Not bad at all. I think it's about 75, maybe 76. We're going to have to look into that, but I'm pretty sure it's somewhere nearly on that cusp of, moving to 76. But that is the great Sonny Stitt doing a version of Never Can Say Goodbye, and then he does a version of it as well. Now it was see there, $12. It did get marked down. I think I did wait, and it went down, and I went, yeah, okay, it's come down a few dollars, a few dollary-doos. Does have a cut corner there, but yeah, so I'm okay with that. It's got a bit of damage on the covers. You can see a bit of ring wear. Makes it look pretty old school. Nice reflective pretty lady on the front. Mr. Stitt, I never can say goodbye to you. Anyway, don't know why I did that. It's on Cadet, by the way. On Cadet for about 75. Let's have a look here. Nice 70s looking back cover here. And we have 7 songs, 4 than 3. There's a bit of variety on here from what I remember. But yeah, this is not early 60s Stitt by any means here. Slick Eddie. Slick Eddie, that sounds like it could be a pimp song. Blaxploitation song, eh? But yeah, look who's on there. Alfred Ellis. Pee Wee Ellis. Bam. Roland Hannah. Oh wow, Roland Hannah's on piano. Is it? Yeah. Billy Butler, Wilbur Bascom, Bernard Purdy. Whoa! Bernard Purdy. Pretty Purdy. Ram Mantilla. So there's some great people in here, eh? Wayman Reed. Is Wayman Reed from JB's? Was he? I'm trying to remember. It's possible. Because if Pee Wee's on there, then yeah. So I'm not sure who else is on the other tracks here. Oh, there's Will Lee. There's Bernard again. Yeah. So let's go. Ernie Royal. Wow. Ron Carter. Holla. And who's over here? I'll roll on Hannah again. That's okay. Yeah, so there's some different players on here. Spanish Harlem version of that. It's alright. It's alright. I don't think it's the best song anyway. I mean, it's memorable, but, but with more Ron Carter there anyway. Hubert Crackton turns up, and Selden Powell turns up. And Stanley Clark turns up. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. Pee Wee Ellis. Yeah. Well, so let's have a track down here real quick, like, just trying to see. What's it saying? Thank you. Oh, there we go. Hiding right down here. 1975. So, it's not post 75. We're just on it. But yeah, look, it is a bit uppy-downy. Yeah, but oh, look, theme from Godfather 2. I didn't look at that before. Never Can Say Goodbye. The Way We Were. That's a bit more reflective. Yes. But, so you can see that it sounds a bit inconsistent. Like, we'll say variety, do you want? From Mr. Stitt for $12 US. Okay, cracking along. This one is not for this fella. This one is for Mr. Danny. And this I think it's some new hip hop. So I was having a bit of a online to and froing about it. I think it was this one. And when I looked at it, it looked like it's actually fairly new. I can't see much written on here, but my understanding is this is not too long ago, perhaps. But apart from that, I can't tell you much more because this is not up my alley as such in terms of new school hip hop. I would say that is Homeboy Sandman, still champion. Still champion. Okay. Oh. Bam. Now, trying to see under here. Oh, 15. It says sealed. So it's new, really. It just might become a different means. It was overstocked. I don't know. But it's the Fresh Air edition. Oh, indie exclusive. Lovely. Because he's infinitely adaptable, apparently, according to people with pitchforks. Yeah. So, oops, it's coming out the cover. I might as well pull it out there to make it a little bit easier to see. But again, look, I just can't see the year on it, but I'm pretty sure it's not that old. Why is it not giving me the year? Yeah, I won't dally too long because what do we got here? We've got 10 songs. So I'm going to guess about 4 or 5 per side, maybe. I don't know. They don't have lengths. There's nothing much I can tell you. It is sealed. Cracking condition. You know, it's brand new condition. Still with hype stickers and everything. But, yeah. I don't know. Sorry, Daddy. I know it sounds lame and newbie, but hey. I'm sure you'll enjoy that, especially for the very decent price of $15 a US. Whew. Alrighty, cracking along. The next one is for me. This hasn't been very high on my list. I've got other LPs by this band. I've probably got another 4, maybe, I think. Something like that. Big instrumental funk sort of band. I'll say funk. They can sometimes get a little bit towards the dance floor, but that's all right. Who wasn't after 75? And this one comes from 1980, so it is a little bit later in the piece. And I would say that I wouldn't go any later than this for this band. So I'll be interested to see what they're doing by 80. I didn't stream this, but it was inexpensive. So I thought, yeah, I'm going to crack this into the collection. That is Brass Construction. That is 6. If the shirt, vest, jersey didn't tell you otherwise, you'll get the idea that this is their 6th LP from 1980. Yeah, $8, very good plus condition. I did see a bit of, feel a bit of damage on the back, but I think that was already said anyway. Look, fairly inexpensive, $8. Big ensemble stuff. Brass Construction is the right name. They're still kicking on as a full 9-piece here or something. So that's admirable. Don't know how long they kept it up. Like other bands started disintegrating as the 80s went on and the money was going away and you couldn't, sustain feeding 9 people. And some had to go to the shelter. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what happened with this band. There's not a lot I really know about them. Even though I've got, I think, as I said, 3 or 4 of their other albums. Yeah. Let's have a look in here. Yeah, do ya? Working harder every day. Some really typical song titles. They're not really stretching themselves on that, are they? We could do it. How do you do? Don't try to change me. I'm not going to stop. And then We Are Brass. But that's probably the only different one, really. But anyway, I'm going to give this a go based on other stuff they've done. Yeah, you can even see there it says disco mix for the dance. Well, we're out to 1980s, so it's going to be a bit different disco than 1977 or 6. They're just very tight band, well rehearsed or talented, whichever way, probably both, and nicely produced. A bit more slickety slick for that era. Let's have a look there. You can see the 1980 Liberty United Records. Yeah, you can see the UA logo there. Yeah, so there's like not a lot I can say about this. I can't remember if I even listened to it back in the day. Maybe not. I just think it was on my lowest on my list to go, hey, if I see that a decent price, I'll pick that up even when it's viable. Yeah, there's a little bit of damage here. You can see a little bit of staining or something, water damage, I think, someone got a bit too excited. Anyway, let's not go there. Yeah, so Brass Construction 6, big funk ensemble music from the late 70s, yeah, early 80s. Might have been recorded, 79 anyway. But they'll be alright. So the collection, cracking on, something a little bit different for the last, I think it's the last one in the bundle. We're getting there again. Yep. And this one is a bit of an oddity. I've had it on my list for a while and I almost took it off because I'd listened to it and then I'd forgotten about it. And it came back up, but I went, oh, well, I better just make sure I did sort of re-listen to it because it's been a couple of years. And I went, yeah, actually, that's pretty damn cool. For what it is. And it's actually for a TV show. It's TV show themed, but it's like incidental music and stuff. And that is Lalo Schifrin with more Mission Impossible. So that's actually the second one. There is the first one, obviously, the Mission Impossible soundtrack. I've listened to that one before, but I thought this one was better, to be honest. The sophomore one, is that what he says? Yeah, this has got some different kind of instrumentals. It gets a bit that late 60s groovy because that's when it's from. You know, some sort of intrigue sort of music in there, but there's some jazzy stuff. There's obviously the title track again is on there. I think they put that on last from memory. But look, it's in mint minus condition, $12. So yeah, paid 12, but it's still in a really nice condition if I'm going to get it. I need a little bit of wear and stuff. Cool cover. I really like that cover. And with the monochromatic sort of red thing happening with the tints of pink and stuff. So that's cool. Old school looking back here. And even better, it's got nothing to do with Tom Cruise. Rocker. So that's a relief. Yes, more Mission Impossible with a bit of spiel here, but you know, the tracks aren't going to really mean anything because they're instrumental tracks for the different episodes of whatever series they're up to for this one. But as I said, except for Mission Impossible at the end, they do tack that on the end, which is kind of cool. I like that they put it at the end, not the start for this one. I guarantee they would have put it at the start of the other one. They probably put it at the end again, a different version of it or whatever. But there's some really cool instrumental stuff here, honestly. Different moods for the different moods in the TV show. Yeah, you know, up-tempo sort of chasey sort of ones to other sneaky-deaky intrigue ones to sort of sinister stuff. Yeah, and I think there's even a little bit of, might be sort of a bit more sexy sounding one or up clubby groovy ones for those scenes that are the more upbeat scenes. Yeah, and it is by Lalo Schifrin. And when I stringed it, I must admit, I mean, I don't know how the LP is going to brush up in terms of sound quality, but when I listen to the stream on YouTube, the sound was really great. The instruments are so clear, but still had that little bit of like 60s kind of edge to it. Wasn't totally like, you know, crispy, clean 80s plus stuff, but I mean, they were, you know, it sounded really well recorded, if that makes sense, you know, and mixed. So hopefully the LP sounds good and then has that nice sort of bit of mid tone as well. Yeah. So I'm not sure what more to say about this one. I'm trying to find the year. That's what I'm trying to do, aren't I? I can't remember off the top of my head. I believe it's some sort of late 60s, but 68. It might say in here somewhere if I, you know, bothered to stop and read it, which I'm not going to. But I'm going to guess about 67, 68. But yeah, just wish sometimes they bloody wrote it on there, hey? Yeah, $12, limit minus, plus the post. Something a bit different as a soundtrack, but by Lalo Schifrin, who is one of the kings of soundtracks, or was back then. Yeah, so nice stuff. And there's no more. So once again, I hope you got something out of that. Got a bundle of great stuff to get through. Pass off a couple to Mr. D. And I'll see you next time. Thank you very much.